Now say, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Can you hear me now? Can hear.
Okay.
Can hear. Anyway. Okay, read.
I offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By the potency of the shelter of his lotus feet, even a fool can collect the valuable jewels of conclusive truth from the minds of the revealed scriptures.
Can you hear?
All glories to Lord Chaitanya, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. I have given the purport of third verse. Now, O devotees, please listen to the meaning of the fourth with full attention. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Shachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost core of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before. The most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. Lord Krishna, the son of the king of Braja, is the supreme Lord. He eternally enjoys transcendental pastimes in his eternal abode, Golaka, which includes Brajadham. Once in a day of Brahma, he descends to this world to manifest his transcendental pastimes.
So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also like Krishna. He comes once in a day of Lord Brahma. And he will come after Krishna comes. That means he will come in there are 14 Manus. He will come on the 7th Manu. One day of Brahma got 14 Manu. So he will come on the 7th Manu, and each Manu has got 71 cycles, and he will come on the 28th cycle. You follow? So he will come also, just like Krishna came 5,000 years ago, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came 500 years ago. Understand? So that's why he said he comes on one day of Lord Brahma. That means every day of Brahma will be seeing the Lord. You understand? That means the Lord's pastimes are, as we say, Nityalila. Nityalila means it's going on eternally.
We know that there are 4 ages, yugas, namely Satya, Treta, Dwapar and Kali. These 4 together constitute one Divya Yuga. 71 Divya Yugas constitute one Manvantara. There are 14 Manvantaras in one day of Brahma. The present Manu, who is the 7th, is called Vavasvata, the son of Vivasvana. 27 Divya Yugas, which is 27 into 4.32 million solar years of his age, have now passed.
So we are now in the 28th.
At the end of the Dwapar Yuga, of the 28th Divya Yuga, Lord Krishna appears on earth with the full paraphernalia of his eternal Rajadham. Servitude or dasya, friendship, sakhya, parental affection, vatsalya, and conjugal love, shringara, are the four transcendental mellows or rasas. By the devotees who cherish these four mellows, Lord Krishna is subdued. Absorbed in such transcendental love, Lord Sri Krishna enjoys in Vraja with his devoted servants, friends, parents, and conjugal lovers. Lord Krishna enjoys his transcendental pastimes as long as he wishes, and then he disappears. After disappearing, however, he thinks thus: for a long time, I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service to me upon the. For a long time, I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service to me upon the inhabitants of the world. Without such loving attachment, the existence of material world is useless.
So this is the point, you see. So what is this reason that the Lord will come? Just give you an idea. Before you became a devotee, you were also Hindu, I think, mostly. Yes? Because they are different. So you going to the temple, you do puja and all these things, right? Yes? Yes or no? So now how you are different from that life? What's the difference? Huh? No difference. Same. You're still doing your Hindu puja. No. What's the difference? Hello? None.
Knowledge.
Now you can understand your relationship with God, is it not? Correct? Yes? You can understand Krishna and you are serving Him, yes? You are trying to love Him, is it not? Correct? This is called loving devotional service unto Him. Are you understanding this? Before, there was nothing. Huh? Yes? You follow? So that loving service can only come about through the help of a devotee. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying it. Can you know? See, without this devotional service that you're doing, life is useless. Life is what?
Useless.
There's no meaning to it because you're going through the same thing. And mainly what? Sense gratification. You go to God, you pray, so you get sense gratification, you enjoy. This is how it has been going on, is it not? Correct? What do you go for God? Please give me this, give me that, give me so many things, is it not? Yes, that's the whole idea of God, to get material. And you cannot get Him, you go demigods. Then you think everything is all the same. Either this God or that. This God asks God, that God asks for what? Maybe ask for a plane. So like this you are going, is it not? Whether simply by following such regulative principle, one cannot attain the loving sentiment of the devotees in Vajrapur. You haven't read this, I think.
Yeah.
Huh? Can you read this?
Everywhere in the world, people worship me according to scriptural injunctions. But simply by following such regulative principles, one cannot attain the loving sentiments of devotees in Brajabhumi.
That's what you've been doing. Yes. Mainly Dharma, Artha, Kama. This is the whole program. But by doing that, you cannot get this love of Krishna. It is not possible. You understand? This is now in a higher, because you are doing devotional service. Whereas 99% are not, they're just into the same program. Go to God, of course, if you are Hindu, or even you're Christian or Muslim, anybody, they all go to God for material self-gratification. That's why I say simply by following such regular, one cannot attain the loving sentiment. It's not possible. Then how do you get that?
Knowing my opulences, the whole world looks upon me with awe and veneration. But devotion, made feeble by such reverence, does not attract me.
See, the Lord is not attracted by this so-called
Reverence.
please, they are very what submissive, the Lord, yes. You follow, but does not attract me, the Lord says. Go on. Can you read the purport?
Yeah. Purport. After his appearance, Lord Krishna thought that he had not distributed the transcendental personal dealings with his devotees in Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. One may understand the science of Supreme Personality of Godhead from the Vedic literatures and thus become a devotee of the Lord and worship him within the regulative principles described in the scriptures. But one will not know in this way how Krishna is served by the residents of Brajabhumi. One cannot understand the dealings of the Lord in Vrindavan simply by executing the ritualistic regulative principles mentioned in the scriptures. By following scriptural injunctions, one may enhance his appreciation for the glories of the Lord, but there is no chance for one to enter into the personal dealings with him. Giving too much attention to understanding the exalted glories of the Lord reduces the chance of one's entering into personal loving affairs with the Lord. To teach the principles of such loving dealings, the Lord decided to appear as Lord Chaitanya.
He wanted to give this devotional service. That's why Rupa Goswami is praying, Namo Mahavadanyaya,
Krishna.
Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya,
Amen.
Gaura Disi, Krishna Prem, he came to give love of God. Understand, love of God cannot be understood by all this kind of rules and regulation and even awe and reverence. Huh? Can you? Yeah.
By performing such regulated devotional service in awe and veneration,
Just move it like this. Just move it like this.
one may go to Vaikuntha and attain the four kinds of liberation. These liberations are Sasti, achieving opulences equal to those of the Lord, Sarupya, having a form the same as the Lord's, Samipya, living as a personal associate of the Lord, and Salokya, living on a Vaikuntha planet. Devotees never accept Sayujya, however, since that is oneness with Brahman. Purport. Those engaged in devotional service according to the ritualistic principles mentioned in the scriptures attain these different kinds of liberation. But although these devotees can attain Sasti, Charupya, Samipya, and Salokya, they are not concerned with these liberations. For such devotees are satisfied only in rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. The fifth kind of liberation, Sayujya, is never accepted, even by the devotees who perform only ritualistic worship. To attain Sayujya, or merging into Brahman effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the aspiration of the impersonalist. A devotee never cares for Sayujya liberation.
So you know there are 5 kinds of liberation. Yes? You know what are they? 1, sasti, to get the same opulence as the Lord. The Lord has 6 opulence. Yes? You know the 6 opulence? What are the 6 opulence?
Fame,
Hello? I cannot hear nothing.
fame, knowledge, wealth, beauty, strength, and renunciation.
So this 6 is ocean, it's deep as an ocean with the Lord. So one of the planets is Srasti, that means it's the same opulence as the Lord. Then Sarupya, we get the same
Features.
form of the Lord. That means the Lord is 400 form, we also get that. And then
Sadhukya.
Salokya, stay in the same planet. And then Samipya, you get a chance to serve him. And last one is merging into his
Brahman.
effulgence, which the devotees, they think that's hellish.
Sayujya.
To go there and just hang around without service to the Lord, the devotee will never want to think that. Right?
I shall personally inaugurate the religion of the age, Nama Sankirtana, the congregational chanting of the holy name. I shall make the world dance in ecstasy, realizing the 4 mellows of loving devotional service.
What is this 4 mellows of devotional service?
Santa Sankirtana.
Huh?
Vatsarya Madhurya.
What about the neutrality? No. Huh? I shall accept the role of a devotee and I shall teach devotional service by practicing it myself. This is a very important point. See, unless there's an example, and nobody will have any idea how to do it. That's why Lord Krishna came, he said, you surrender. Sarva dharma parityaja, ma'am, he just surrender to me only. But how to surrender, he didn't say. He said, yeah, you become my devotee. How to become a devotee? How to think of him? How to worship him? So unless the Lord comes down and show that, it will be difficult. It will be. That's why he said, I shall come down and teach how to practice this devotional service. And he came to start this chanting of Krishna's name. Okay? Next, go forward.
Purport. When one associates with a pure devotee, one becomes so elevated that he does not aspire even for Shastri, Sarupya, Samipya, or Salokya, because he feels that such liberation is a kind of sense gratification. Pure devotees do not ask anything from the Lord for their personal benefit. Even if offered personal benefits, pure devotees do not accept them, because their only desire is to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead by transcendental loving service. No one but the Lord Himself can teach this highest form of devotional service. Therefore, when the Lord took the place of incarnation of Kali Yuga to spread the glories of the chanting Hare Krishna, the system of worship recommended in this age, He also distributed the process of devotional service performed on the platform of transcendental spontaneous love. To teach the highest principles of spiritual life, the Lord Himself appeared as a devotee in the form of Lord Chaitanya.
Okay? So he came to teach how to be a devotee of the Lord. You understand this point? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's why the verse for him is A Krishna, Tvishay Krishna, Sangapam. So he's always Krishna Varnam, always chanting Krishna's name. So he came to teach how to love Krishna. Next.
Unless one practices devotional service himself, he cannot teach it to others. This conclusion is indeed confirmed throughout the Gita and Bhagavatam.
Where is it confirmed in the Gita? Hello? When the verse in the Gita, it says here confirmed throughout the Gita. Huh? That verse, famous verse, whatever I do, others will follow. Whatever example is set, I think it's 4 something.
321.
Yeah? 3 what? 321. I hope I not mess up. Anyway, you read that. Can you just take out and read? Because I don't want to, I may kind of mess it up.
Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow, and whatever standards he sets, by exemplary acts, all the world pursues.
So Krishna also said that if I don't do this, I simply not act, I'll put the whole world into ruination. I think that is in the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, he spoke that verse. So you see how the Lord is, you see sometimes we think that some of the devotees, we must, protect the parampara and we must, have so-called, initiation and gurus and otherwise how they're thinking so much of it. But they forgot that this is not in their job. This is the job of who? The Lord Himself. So why He come? Huh? Because He has a purpose. You understand? Why particularly this time? Why? And which souls are coming here to participate in this? This is all arranged by the Lord. You understand? It is not in your jurisdiction, as Prabhupada used to say. It is the jurisdiction of the Lord. That's why He says, I come to teach, I come to teach. Understand? That's the famous verse. Apane achar, bhakti sikamu, sabar. First you practice and then you preach. As common sense, many times the example. If I am smoking, can I tell you not to smoke? It will not work. You understand? I have to practice first. Then, yes. So that's why I say, he cannot teach it to others unless he practices it himself. Next.
Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharata and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I dissent myself. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium.
Wait 1 second. Go back to the other one.
Not there.
What is that? 324, 321?
He ruination. He told her that ruination, if I do not perform my prescribed duty, he would world into the.
Oh, that said that 324. Okay, go.
If I did not show the proper principles of religion, all these worlds would fall into ruin. I would be the cause of unwanted population and would spoil all these living beings.
See? This is from the Gita. Next.
Whatever actions a great man performs, common people follow. And whatever standards he sets, by exemplary acts, all the world pursues.
Okay? So you need somebody to show us how to chant, how to dance, how to take the house. So all these things. Yes. Of course, even then, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years ago, to explain all that thing, Prabhupada is to come. Yes. Correct. And then now Prabhupada, yeah, he has said all the thing, but there must be again some more devotees to show. Yes. Correct?
Yes.
So this line is very, very important. Examples. Without examples, what will happen? Chocolate also can do. No harm. What? Chocolate. Onion is okay. You see other sampradaya. What? Onion, garlic. Correct? How the thing degrades because there is no examples. Take even the Christian religion, all of them are eating meat. Yes. Not only eating, they also drink it. Right? Why? Because there is no. Sometimes they accuse us and they say, your religion, Ritvik, is just like Christian. Or the Sikhs, the same. They just follow the book. Huh? You understand this point? You're just following one leader, Jesus Christ. Yes? So you Ritvik are the same. You're following one person. So what is the difference? What is the difference? This is the difference. There must be some prominent personalities to follow. It's an offense to sit like that. Nectar of devotion. You understand? So see examples. This is how to learn. You understand? So there must be a person, whatever standard is set, exemplary, all the world pursues. And this differentiates between, that's why parampara, that's why what? There must be a, but then they accuse us, your parampara is called by Prabhupada. You know? How to say? No, Prabhu, I am the next parampara. Can I say like that? How you argue on this? That's how we are arguing. That you guys are stopping the parampara at Prabhupada. Parampara does not just continue with the Diksha Guru, you also continue with Shiksha Gurus. For example, Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, he didn't have any disciples. He did not give any. He was what? Shiksha. You follow? That's why Prabhupada said, I am the Diksha Guru and all of you the Shiksha Guru. And your job is also to teach what I taught you. And that is parampara. Is it not? Not parampara? Hello? No response. You understand him?
Yes.
Yes? This is very important. Next.
My planetary persons can establish the principles of religion for each age. No one but me, however, can bestow the kind of loving service performed by residents of Braja.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give this Krishna prema. No. You see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was preaching, for those people who are worshipping Lord Ram, have you seen? Many times. So those who are worshipping Ram, he said, no, you chant Krishna's name. Have you read? You did not read in the CC? Huh? Then one Brahmin, he was chanting Ram name, but after he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started chanting Krishna's name. You know that verse, Rame Rame Manorame Sahasram Sattulyam. In that verse, I was always chanting so the name of Ram since birth, but ever since I saw you, my mouth is only chanting Hare Krishna now. So that means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give Krishna prema. What is the difference between worshipping Ram and worshipping Krishna? They are all personality of God. What is the difference? What? No difference. One is blue and one is green. Huh? Hello? What's the difference? Lord Ram acted as a human being now. But Krishna exhibited his potency, inconceivable power as God. That's why he is called Sampurna Swayam Bhagavan. So Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, finished, nothing more. You understand? So to love Krishna means to love the supreme personality of Godhead in full, total. Next.
There may be many all auspicious incarnations of the personality of Godhead, but who, other than Lord Krishna, Sri Krishna, can bestow love of God upon the surrendered souls?
See? Only Krishna can give
Krishna.
love of God. You understand? Yes, yes. Next. Purport. No, next.
Purport.
No. Next verse.
Therefore, in the company of my devotees, I shall appear on earth and perform various colorful pastimes. Thinking thus, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna himself, descended at Nadia, early in the age of Kali.
So this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give this one love of God. And it's so simply done by him. How did he do? You chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. See?
Thus, the lion-like Lord Chaitanya has appeared in Navadvip. He has the shoulders of a lion, the powers of a lion, and the loud voice of a lion.
Next.
May that lion be seated in the core of the heart of every living being. Thus, with his resounding roar, may he drive away one's elephantine vices. In his early pastimes, he is known as Vishwambara because he floods the world with the nectar of devotion, and thus he saves the living beings. The verbal root Dubhin, which is the root of the word Vishwambara, indicates nourishing and maintaining. He, Lord Chaitanya, nourishes and maintains the three worlds by distributing love of God. In his later pastimes, he is known as Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya. He blesses the whole world by teaching about the name and fame of Lord Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna. Knowing him, Lord Chaitanya, to be the incarnation of Kali Yuga, Garga Muni, during the naming ceremony of Krishna, predicted his appearance. This boy, Krishna, has three other colors, white, red, and yellow. As he appears in different ages, now he has appeared in a transcendental blackish color. White, red, and yellow, these are the three bodily lustres that the Lord, the husband of the goddess of fortune, assumes in the ages of Satya, Treta, and Kali, respectively. Now, in the Dwapar Yuga, the Lord has descended in a blackish hue. This is the essence of statements in the Puranas and other Vedic literatures with reference to the context. In the Dwapar Yuga, the personality of Godhead appears in a blackish hue. He is dressed in yellow, he holds his own weapons, and he is decorated with Kaustubha jewel and marks of Srivatsa. This is how his symptoms are described. The religious practice of the age of Kali is to broadcast the glories of the holy name. Only for this purpose has the Lord, in a yellow color, descended as Lord Chaitanya.
This verse that Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is from the Mahabharata, I think. Kali Sankara Upanishad. So it is Sodavir Nam Kali Kalma Sunasana. There's no other method. If you study all the Vedas, you cannot come to something more higher than this.
The luster of his expansive body resembles molten gold. The deep sound of his voice conquers the thundering of newly assembled clouds. One who measures 4 cubits in height and in breadth by his own hand is celebrated as a great personality.
That's impossible. 4 hands. Hasta. 4 cubits.
His arms are long enough to reach his knees. His eyes are just like lotus flowers. His nose is like sesame flower. And his face is as beautiful as the moon.
So many incarnations are coming, I don't know they have features like this. See how everything is defined.
He is peaceful, self-controlled, and fully devoted to the transcendental service of Lord Sri Krishna. He is affectionate toward his devotees, he is gentle, and he is equally disposed toward all living beings. He is decorated with sandalwood bangles and armlets and anointed with the pulp of sandalwood. He especially wears these decorations to dance in Sri Krishna Sankirtan. Recording all these qualities of Lord Chaitanya, the sage Vaishampayana included his name in the Vishnu Sahasranam. The pastimes of Lord Chaitanya have 2 divisions, the early pastimes or the Adi Leela and the later pastimes, the Shesha Leela. He has 4 names in each of these 2 Leelas. In his early pastimes, he appears as a householder with a golden complexion. His limbs are beautiful and his body, smeared with the pulp of sandalwood, seems like molten gold. In his later pastimes, he accepts the sannyasa order and he is equipoised and peaceful. He is the highest abode of peace and devotion. For he silences the impersonalist devotees, non-devotees.
Can you go back to the verse? Go to the verse. This verse.
Okay.
Yeah, this verse. Suvarna varno hemango varanga chandana Sannyaskricchava santo nishta santi parayana. See, this is another verse confirming the Lord's incarnation. Okay? I think this is from where? Mahabharata. Mahabharata. It also appear in the Vishnu Sahasranam.
In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is repeatedly and clearly said that the essence of religion in the age of Kali is the chanting of the holy name of Krishna.
Translation.
Iti dvaparurisha स्तुवन्ति जगदीश्वरं नानतन्त्रविधानेन कालवपि यथा शृणु. O King, in this way people in Dwapar Yuga worship the Lord of the universe. In Kali Yuga, they also worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the regulations of the revealed scriptures. Kindly now hear of that from me.
Okay, this verse is 11:531. After this verse, the next verse is the most important here. 32. This one. Can?
Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parsadam Yakya Sankirtanam Praye Yajanti Sumedhasaha. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. My dear brothers, please hear all these glories of Lord Chaitanya. This verse clearly summarizes his activities and characteristics. The two syllables Krishna are always in his mouth, or he constantly describes Krishna with great pleasure. These are two meanings of the word Krishna, Varna. Indeed, nothing else but Krishna issues from his mouth. If someone tries to describe him as being of blackish complexion, the next adjective, Tvisha Akrishnam, immediately restricts him. His complexion is certainly not blackish. Indeed, his not being blackish indicates that his complexion is yellow. By performing the sacrifice of congregational chanting of the holy name, learned scholars in the age of Kali worship Lord Krishna, who is now non-blackish because of the great upsurge of the feelings of Srimati Radharani. He is the only worshipable deity for the Paramahansa, who have attained the highest stage of the fourth order, or the sannyasa. May that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Chaitanya, show us His great causeless mercy. One can vividly see His glowing complexion of molten gold, which dispels the darkness of ignorance. The sinful life of the living entities results from ignorance. To destroy that ignorance, He has brought various weapons such as His plenary associates, His devotees, and the holy name.
So the weapon is the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram. The greatest ignorance consists of activities, whether religious or irreligious, that are opposed to devotional service. They are to be known as sins or kalmashaha. Raising his arms, chanting the holy name, and looking upon all with deep love, he drives away all sins and floods everyone with love of Godhead.
He's looking at everyone. So therefore you come here and look at him. Just by seeing him, you will get free from all sins and you will get love of God. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so powerful. So even if you just keep him in your house, you just see, you develop them. Understand? That's why worshipping Krishna, Radha Krishna requires a lot of rules and regulation and also a lot of purity. But worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't require any qualification. He's so merciful. That is worse. Just by seeing him, that's
May the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the form of Lord Sri Chaitanya, bestow His causeless mercy upon us. His smiling glance at once drives away all the bereavements of the world, and His very words enlive in the auspicious creepers of devotion by expanding their leaves. Taking shelter of His lotus feet, invokes transcendental love of Godhead at once.
at once. How merciful he is. That's why he came just freely giving. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna. Free, it is free, no need, no price. It's just by seeing him. Yeah? How merciful. It's
Anyone who looks upon His beautiful body or beautiful face becomes freed from all sins and obtains the wealth of love of Godhead.
See, just by looking at him, anyone who looks at him, it says here, come free from all sin and obtain the wealth, the love of Godhead. See? Patita Pavana, Hetu. You understand? That's why he recommended to worship Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu and Vaitacharya and the others. Because he just, you see him, that's it, all your sins go away. Krishna says, you first surrender, then I will deliver you. But he know, you surrender or you don't surrender, you just look at me and finish. See how kind he is. Next.
In other incarnations, the Lord descended with armies and weapons, but in this incarnation, His soldiers are His planetary parts and associates.
Advaitacharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaitacharya, Gadadhar and Sivasana and Gaura Pūrṇimā. Next.
Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always the most worshipful deity of the demigods, including Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, who came in the garb of ordinary men, bearing love for him. He instructs his own pure devotional service to his own devotees. Will he again be the object of my visit?
Next.
His plenary parts and associates perform the work of weapons as their own specific duties. Please hear from me another meaning of the word anga. According to the evidence of the revealed scriptures, a bodily limb or anga is also called a part, amsha. And a part of a limb is called a partial part, upanga. O Lord of the Lords, you are the seer of all creation. You are indeed everyone's dearest life. Are you not, therefore, my father, Narayana? Narayana refers to one whose abode is in the water born from Nara, Garbhodakshai Vishnu. And that Narayana is your plenary portion. All your plenary portions are transcendental, they are absolute, and are not creations of Maya. The manifestation of the Narayana who predominates in everyone's heart, as well as the Narayana who lives in the waters, which is Karana Garbha and Kshira Dakshai, is your plenary portion. You are therefore the original Narayana. The word anga indeed refers to plenary portions. Such manifestations should never be considered products of material nature, for they are all transcendental, full of knowledge and full of bliss. Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Advaita Prabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu are both plenary portions of Lord Chaitanya. Thus, they are the limbs or the angas of his body. The parts of these two limbs are called upangas. Thus, the Lord is equipped with sharp weapons in the form of his parts and plenary portions. All these weapons are competent enough to crush the faithless atheists. Sri Nityananda Gosai is directly Haladhara or Lord Balaram, and Advaita Acharya is the personality of Godhead himself. These two captains, with their soldiers, such as Srivasa Thakur, travel everywhere, chanting the holy name of the Lord. Lord Nityananda's very features indicate that he is the subduer of unbelievers. All the sins and unbelievers flee from the loud shouts of Advaita Acharya. Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya is the initiator of Sankirtana, congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. One who worships him through Sankirtana is fortunate indeed. Such a person is truly intelligent, whereas others, who have but a poor fund of knowledge, must endure the cycle of repeated birth and death. Of all sacrificial performances, the chanting of the Lord's holy name is the most sublime.
I see the Sikh people, they have a t-shirt, Sevadar or Nam Ras. So the chanting is the one highest. That sometimes we see some others who come here and they see us doing kirtan and dancing. They think this is very strange. Because most of them, they go to God and do this and that. Correct? Huh? They don't understand a powerful what? Hare Krishna chanting. Yes, you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his hands what? Special, correct? See? Most sublime, chanting the Lord's holy name. Next.
One who says that 10 million Ashwamedha sacrifices are equal to the chanting of the holy name of the Lord Krishna is undoubtedly an atheist. He is sure to be punished by Yamraj.
Anyone thinks that these rituals are better than chanting, this is number what, 8 offense. Correct? You think that there's all this big fire sacrifice and all this better than chanting, so you will be punished by who? That's
In the auspicious introduction of the Bhagavad Sandarbha, Srila Jiva Goswami has given the following verse as an explanation. I take shelter of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is outwardly of a fair complexion, but is inwardly Krishna himself. In this age of Kali, he displays his expansions, his angas and upangas, by performing congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. In the Upapuranas, we hear Sri Krishna showing his mercy to Vyasadeva by speaking to him as follows. O learned Brahmana, sometimes I accept the renounced order of life to induce the fallen people of the age of Kali to accept devotional service to the Lord.
Can you go back to the verse? Please. This is from the Upapurana. Next.
All
Purana.
Srimad Bhagavatam, the Mahabharata, the Puranas, and the other Vedic literatures all give evidence to prove that Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the incarnation of Krishna. One can also directly see Lord Chaitanya's manifest influence in his uncommon deeds and uncommon Sri Krishna conscious realization. But faithless unbelievers do not see what is clearly evident, just as owls do not see the rays of the sun. O my Lord, those influenced by demonic principles cannot realize you, although you are clearly supreme by dint of your exalted activities, forms, character, and uncommon power, which are confirmed by all revealed scriptures in the quality of goodness and the celebrated transcendentalists in the divine nature. Lord Sri Krishna tries to hide himself in various ways, but nevertheless, his pure devotees know him as he is. O my Lord, everything within material nature is limited by time, space, and thought. Your characteristics, however, being unequaled and unsurpassed, are always transcendental to such limitations. You sometimes cover such characteristics by your own energy, but nevertheless, your unalloyed devotees are always able to see you under all circumstances.
This is from Yamuna Acharya. That verse.
Those whose nature is demoniac cannot know Krishna at any time, but he cannot hide himself from his pure devotees. There are two classes of men in the created world. One consists of the demoniac and the other of the godly. The devotees of the Lord Vishnu are the godly, whereas those who are just the opposite are called demons. Advaita Acharya Goswami is an incarnation of the Lord as a devotee. His loud calling was the cause for Krishna's incarnation. Whenever Sri Krishna desires to manifest his incarnation on earth, first he creates the incarnations of his respectable predecessors. Thus, respectable personalities such as his father, mother, and spiritual master all take birth on earth first. Madhavendra Puri, Ishwara Puri, Srimati Sachimata, and Srila Jagannath Mishra all appeared with Sri Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya having appeared, he found the world devoid of devotional service to Sri Krishna because people were engrossed in material affairs. Everyone was engaged in material enjoyment, whether sinfully or virtuously. No one was interested in the transcendental service of the Lord, which can give total relief from the repetition of birth and death. Seeing the activities of the world, the Acharya felt compassion and began to ponder how he could act for the people's benefit. Advaita Acharya thought, if Sri Krishna were to appear as an incarnation, he himself could preach devotion by his personal example. In this age of Kali, there is no religion other than the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. But how in this age will the Lord appear as an incarnation? I shall worship Krishna in a purified state of mind. I shall constantly petition him in humbleness. My name, Advaita, will be fitting if I am able to induce Krishna to inaugurate the movement of the chanting of the holy name. While he was thinking about how to propitiate Krishna by worship, the following verse came to his mind. तुलसीदल मात्रेण जलस्य चुरुकेन वा विक्रिणेत स्वमात्मानं भक्तेभ्यो भक्तवत्सलः. Sri Krishna, who is very affectionate towards his devotees, sells himself to a devotee who offers him merely a tulsi leaf and a palmful of water.
It's too big. Why is it so big? You can just use F.
What is it? Advaita Acharya considered the meaning of the verse in this way. Not finding any way to repay the debt he owes to one who offers him a tulsi leaf and water, Lord Krishna thinks, there is no wealth in my possession that is equal to a tulsi leaf and water. Thus, the Lord liquidates the debt by offering himself to the devotee. Considering in this way, the Acharya began worshipping the Lord. Thinking of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, he constantly offered tulasi buds in water from the Ganges. He appealed to Sri Krishna with loud calls and thus made it possible for Krishna to appear. Therefore, the principal reason for Sri Chaitanya's descent is this appeal by Advaita Acharya. The Lord, the protector of religion, appears by the desires of his devotee. O my Lord, you always dwell in the vision and hearing of your pure devotees. You also live in their lotus-like hearts, which are purified by devotional service. O my Lord, who are glorified by observed prayers, you show special favor to your devotees by manifesting yourself in the eternal forms in which they always welcome you. The essence of meaning of this verse is that Lord Krishna appears in all his innumerable eternal forms because of the desires of his pure devotees. Thus, I have surely determined the meaning of the fourth verse. Lord Gauranga, Lord Chaitanya, appeared as an incarnation to preach unalloyed love of God. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Das, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps.
So this is a chapter that shows how the Lord descended and why he descended. And of course, there's also another reason that he wanted to taste why Srimati Radharani is loving Krishna more. So to find out that, he also came in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So that is explained in the fourth chapter. This is third chapter, fourth chapter. So you have got time, you can go and read that. So anyway, the understanding is that he wanted to give love of. That's why worshipping him is so important, especially in Kali Yuga. And if you try to chant Hare Krishna without worshipping him, then you will also not benefit. You understand? It's more intelligent. That's why they say those who are intelligent will perform this Harinam Sankirtan. They chant Sumeda Saha. Sumeda means good brains. Meda means what? So therefore, anyone who comes today or anytime taking shelter of Lord, by seeing him, immediately get free from all sinful. So important. Right? So I guess we will stop here then. Any questions?
That verse which says, without any non Prabhu you chant, you won't get decimal mention.
That is in 8:25. 8:25. Purport, you know. I think you got to press here this button then. Just press 2.
F2.
Yeah, press. Okay, now you type.
823.
Yeah, 8:21.
29.
25.
8.25. Adi 8.25.
What's happened? 8:25.
No, because you are selecting from where? Go to contents. Go to contents. Name.
Contents.
Yes, this. This contents. What is it? Take out. Don't take like that. Anything. Don't take anything like this. No. Go all the way up. Untick this. Okay. Now, go back to document. Go back to document. Cancel, please. Don't do that. Go to document. I said, go to document. Okay, that's it. Otherwise, the whole screen is cluttered.
It's not 25, it's 24.
20?
24.
Go up. 24.
No, not 24. 24 is the
Offenses.
all the holy name, 10 offenses.
31.
24 is the 10 offenses.
31.
31.
Perfect.
No, there's another verse says that if you don't next verse.
Translation from Adi 8.32. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the independent supreme personality of Godhead, is greatly magnanimous. Unless one worships him, one can never be liberated.
That unless one worships him, one can never be liberated.
No.
That's why we chant Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Gaura Pūrṇimā. Right, so auspicious day today. Take advantage, become a devotee, chant Hare Krishna, make your life successful. Even you don't want to chant, please come and see him at least today. You go home back to garden just by seeing him. Right? Hare Krishna, all glories. Sai Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki
Jai.
jai. Shri Gaura Pūrṇimā ki jai. Hare Krishna. Gotta learn how to use this computer. Different set of keys.